Hey tubers, Bart coming at you. Of course with the mail day, but I wanted to do a little hobby talk on the front end. Not always the case with me, but I don't know, some changes with PSA and things like that, and then I got to give some thanks. I think, um, yeah, PSA's had its issues, of course. In this time, though, I don't think there was another company, as I've said in different forums and whatnot. There was another company like poised to take that um, market share or whatever. I think SGC has gained some more followers, but I don't think they were at the full cost of PSA. I think a lot of those people were just always on the outside looking in, and then they decided to hate on some PSA and they went SGC. There's a couple, but a whole lot of people that are doing SGC also haven't completely abandoned PSA either. But um, I'd like to give some thanks to PSA. This is an absolute hobby for me. I've been doing it forever, since I can remember. It's kind of my happy place and everything like that. I don't like, I invest. I spend investment kind of money on a lot of cards. But it has paid massive dividends, and I think PSA has to be, thanked and be in a large part for that. I keep forgetting to mention it in other videos, so I'm kind of like, all right, I gotta say something about it now. If you pay attention, and we all put a lot of time into this hobby and stuff like that, so we know what trends are going to a certain degree. I'm not one of those people that likes to showcase trends to people or say, hey, this is what's hot right now or whatever. Because I don't like people saying that they're smarter than you in the hobby or you're supposed to follow them. You're just supposed to make an educated decision on your own, right? But I've had some cards that I've sold for really good return on investments lately. I sold a couple in the last month or two that I subbed myself. I sold a 2001 Topps base Breeze PSA 10 that I subbed myself. I busted the box and everything. I think I sold it for 500 bucks. I sold a 2002 Topps base Peyton Manning. That's a Pop 4, so just a tough one. That set is horrible for chipping and centering. Got the gem on it, and I sold it for over 300 bucks. I subbed the Gatorade, or not the Gatorade, the Hands on Hips Soto rookie, the variation PSA 10. I subbed it myself, bought it raw for 30 bucks, sold it for 480 bucks. I just sold my Kobe rookie about a week or so ago. That's always a weird trip when you sell something really expensive at the post office, because they're looking at you like you get this tiny little package that's worth so much when you ask for insurance and stuff like that. But I bought that last summer for $1,450 bucks, and I know it didn't really look to me like it had the greening, but compared to some of the others, I could see how some folks would say it. So when three of them ended, two of them were at $1,850, and mine ended at $1,450. So luck be my case, I guess. I got it for cheaper, but I just sold it for $4,400. That's a pretty good return. 4 or 5 months ago now, maybe just before Christmas or something like that, I bought an '03 medallion, gold medallion, PSA 10, or ultra gold medallion, excuse me, LeBron James. I bought it on 4 Sharp, so there was a discount. It was listed for $5.99, I think with the discount, 13% off or something like that. I got it for like 520 bucks or something. I just sold that yesterday for $1,850. 5 months turnaround there. I think there's a couple more, and there's a couple I'm selling now or whatever. It's just like I can't say no to these return on investments, but PSA has allowed that. I obviously put the yeoman's effort in and the hours, but I've enjoyed it too. It's hobby stuff, but that's pretty amazing. I'm not going to say I'm going to spend all that money on cards by any means. When it gets into the 4 digits and stuff like that, you toss some back towards the family funds, if for nothing else, just to make the wife happy every once in a while. Look, check out what this hobby has been doing and stuff. But PSA, regardless of what you think about it, can be leveraged for your personal gain and for good. So keep those things in mind. I don't know, there's boycotting or whatever has never been the way. I think most of us, A lot of folks that follow this page or channel or whatever are already deep enough into PSA registry collections and things like that that you're just not turning it back. I got over 5,000 cards in PSA graded. No walking away from a trimming scandal unless the whole company just goes under or something like that. But and even then, I'm just not subbing anymore. But I'm probably buying PSA slab cards off of eBay anyway. But it's been working out. Last Friday, PSA opened back up to bulk submissions and stuff like that. I'd love to give you the short end of the change that they've done on submissions and how that goes or something like that. I mean, the way you start the process is all the same, but they broke it down to which submission you're doing. It's like 25 different things now. The specials and stuff like that. There's a Jordan special, there's a Pokemon special, blah, blah, blah. And then you got your bulk rates and stuff like that. They're not looking for any big bulks, so it's like 100 cards is the minimum to get there. But then the categories are all different. There's a modern, there's an ultra modern. So if you're subbing brand new stuff, that one affects me a little bit. I sub a lot of modern, but my ultra modern, which is usually just tops from that year for baseball or something like that. I only got like 10 of those cards, so I don't have a whole group of them to make a full set. I'd probably send those to Mike O or somebody that does group submissions, but I trust Mike O for sure, but I wouldn't necessarily send him cards that I guarantee everybody else is sending him 10 or 15 each of. I don't want to do that either, right? These are your standard Bichettes and Jordan Alvarez's from Topps and things like that. So I'll just hold on to them probably for another year or something until I got 25 or 50 of those for make those subs. But I suggest you check out the new subs and categories and stuff like that. But I've got 400 cards at PSA now, and I've had cards piling up for the next submission. So I'm not turning it off by any means. But honestly, just wanted to give some public thanks to PSA and stuff like that. And it is a seller's market out there. So if y'all, some return on investments you can't look away at. I have no guarantees that my young kids are going to be card collectors or something like that. So if you think that the cards have hit a max point and it's not going to break some registry set or something you got going on, sometimes you gotta go after it. Got some neat cards for you. I'll try to go through it quick, but this one comes with a little bit of a story time as well. My final pre-war football Hall of Fame card. Was not expecting this one to pop up, but thankfully some of the sales that I've made recently have facilitated picking up a card like this. 1935 Packers guy Clark Hinkle, got it in a PSA 5, super solid. It's old, so the colors changed, but the centering and everything is phenomenal, and so super happy with that. But guy listed it, and I was all over him because this is one of my saved searches. And he wasn't willing to kind of budge at the beginning because he was like, I just listed it, kind of feeling him out because I was sending him offers, obviously, that weren't full price for what he was asking, as we would do if he put on a lower best offer or whatever. Went back and forth. And I went back and forth for him for like 3 days, just incrementally budging up. And then, I think I had some sales that happened in between there, even some $30 cards and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, if I sold a $30 card, I'm okay with going $15 more on him, next offer or something like that, because I knew what I was offering the right price or whatever. He didn't accept anything or whatever, and I ended up, hell, I can't even remember because it was a couple weeks now. It took me 2 weeks for this thing to show up, but I bought basically some other cards, not for the full value of this, but I kind of burnt through that PayPal, right? It happens. You get the PayPal sitting there, you're gonna spend it. Finally, after the 3 days of doing this, the next morning he hits the accept on an offer I sent him about 20 hours prior or something. And he was nice. He never counter offered anything, but every time he declined, he put a message in there. And it's short, sweet, but cordial or whatever. So I sent him a message at the end when he accepted, and I said, "Hey man, please next time, think of the buyer. The last 3 days I've been offering to you were also eBay Bucks days, and it could have saved me 5%, or whatever it was. 5%. This wasn't cheap. So I told him, I was like, that 5%, I didn't give him the exact number, But I said that 5% isn't nothing, and 25 bucks is 25 bucks still, right? And I had thought he was kind of an old guy or something like that. He just didn't seem real eBay oriented when he was putting the notes on the decline offers or whatever. Well, he sent me a note afterwards. I never responded because I just figured I'd wait until I get it. But he sent me a note and said, "I'm sorry, this is all new to me or whatever." And I put a check for 25 bucks into the card or in the package. And no kidding, he sent me a check for 25 bucks. I'm not gonna cash that, but bless his heart. I just wanted to get the message out, like, hey, there's a lot of collectors in this too, so we're not just trying to buy this to flip it, and we're thinking about these things too. But very nice guy, and I finally got that card, so I will I don't know, in another day or two. It's only 9 cards, but all the pre-war football I'll showcase off or something like that. PWCC win. Haven't bailed on them either. I think they're way more shiesty than PSA, but people keep consigning the cards that I'm looking for on there. I wasn't necessarily looking for this one too much, but as I was bidding on a whole other, saw this one. But 1966 Batman, the Boy Wonder, in a PSA 4. And this will go with, I have the Batman, that's card number 1, and this is card number 2. I have the Batman in I think it's a PSA 2 or 3, one of the two. But pretty cool. For my kids and just for, eventually showing somewhere. I want to get like just main characters like Spider-Man, a Batman, a Superman, stuff like that. So I'm picking those up. Got a Project 2020 in. This is maybe the only one of 2 that I've actually bought from Topps. And if you buy them from Topps straight up, you can get like an artist proof or something like that. So there's some randomness to it, but it's obviously super rare because if there's 20 artist proofs, and one of the print runs recently was 35,000 for one of the Trouts. These are usually 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 or something like that, so the odds are a little bit higher. But I've just been buying for cheap on eBay. But these are the ones that really got me going after Project 2020. Were the Jackie Robinsons. There's some cards that I just probably will never have, but if you put his classic face on there, they just, damn if that's not a beautiful card. And so I'm super happy with that one. And I've had some cases, one of the cases had a little bit of scuffing. I had one with a terrible sticker, like it wasn't applied very well. This one is just money in the bank all the way around. Just a beautiful card. So digging that. And then I'll try to get through the rest of these real fast here. But from 99 Pacific Paramount, picked up this Rice. This was laying on some desk or something in the photo, and I honestly thought it was a clear acetate card the way it appeared, because the background around the card kind of looked like this color. It is not that. It is a solid card or whatever, and the edges are pretty chewed up, so it will not get a sub, but it'll. I still have a whole couple of big boxes of Rice and card savers that I'm not subbing that I still keep. Picked up a shit ton of Joe Staley's. He was announced as all-decade team, but also announced his retirement. So there's a Bowman Gold. His 07 is his rookie year. There's a select scorecard that's out of 100. Upper Deck rookie exclusives. Score Gold Zone out of 600. These are 17 unparalleled. There's a lime green. And then there's the base. I lost out on a gold yesterday as I wasn't around when the auction ended. Not a huge fan of unparalleled. I love the shine and everything to it, but most of the guys, most are even worse than this, where like you see nothing but this random pattern of shine, and you don't actually get to see the player that much because a lot of them, the dude is zoomed out way too much. Predictor exclusive from the upper deck. It's got that little gold libel in there. First edition upper deck in the college uniform, and the Chippewas. There's another upper deck one. Picked out a couple from some of them just so I could get one sub-worthy. There's a select, and then not gradable, but nice looking SPX. You saw some Cowboys all-timers in my last one. Just arbitrary. I was looking at that set and found some easy ones, so I picked a couple of them up. There's a 66 Philadelphia PSA 8. And then I got some goat slabs for you. So I'm still winning this. One of the guys is selling a massive collection, which just is making mine even more massive as I keep picking them up. So anything that's... Alright, got cut off there. I'll have fun trying to merge these because I don't typically use an app that I can do that. I usually just shoot the film and then upload that sucker. But to finish off with some goat, kind of with a Fred Blitnikoff. This is numbered out of 100, mint 9, pop 1, none higher there. Profiles from 92. I just had not been sending these in, even though they're super easy to find, because they're not easy to find in good condition. So I got the GM10 on that one. And crap, there's 2 more in here. Got the one with the family, and got another one with a daughter. So got those real cheap, cheaper than I could grade them for, and I wasn't going to get a 10 on anything I subbed. So I think there are, it's whatever, 47 through 54, so like 8 of those, and I got 7 out of the 8 in gym, which is nice. Flare Focus. The Raiders I usually get for pretty cheap, which is nice. Most people are going after him in a Niners uni. 02 Flare Throwbacks. I think those are like pop 4 and pop 2 respectively there. And this one's kind of neat. It's a shame it's only an 8, but it's got a rough corner right there. Otherwise, it is as good a condition as you could think coming out of a card. The surface and everything is popping, but it's literally a little net in there. It's called Enzo Net Fusion from 99 Pacific Paramount. I wasn't going to let this one go. I hadn't seen one of these. Nobody's going to sell you one of these for less than like 15, 20 bucks raw. So for a couple more bucks, you get a graded form. You don't have to send it off or nothing, and then you get the guaranteed highest slab one. So that's pop 1, none higher. And then I lost one of the other ones like this that I was looking for. This is the blue out of 300. I have the red and the base. And I lost the gold out of 25. That was also a mint 9. I went for like 40 some bucks or whatever. I was like, I'm not into it for 40 bucks, especially when it's not a gem. I realize it's out of 25, but you're not getting that out of me. So that's what I got for you. Let's see, my two big ones for the day. Clark Hinkle and Jackie Robinson. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. If you got cards out there, you know, I recommend it. Nobody wants to sell. But man, there are some people spending some stupid money on cards right now. So why prevent yourself from partaking in that when you could probably get some stuff that is either more important to you as an individual or family, or better for your PC, right? So thanks for watching. Later.